Welcome to NFS News. So, in the recent session, people is understanding or try to understand that why does Apple is disagree with the Trump's proposal. So, the Apple CEO Tim Cook has already invested around $20 billion inside the Kerala manufacturing hub or the Bangalore manufacturing hub, where already the working process is going on and the branch has already opened out. So in the coming future, 2026, the manufacturing will completely started inside the India for the Apple, and they will around export around 1,000 billions of dollar per annum. So India become the next manufacturing hub for Apple. Yes, this is right. India will safeguard their policy for the growing company, like the biggest company inside the world, like Apple, Hyundai. So India is trying to grab the investors' mind and try to make it more investment frequently friendly hub. Trying to make it more investment free friendly hub. So this time the Trump says he does not want Apple building product in India. I had a little problem with Tim Cook. So President Trump on Thursday said he told Apple CEO Tim Cook that he doesn't want tech giant building its product in India. I had a little problem with Tim Cook yesterday. Trump said, I don't want you building in India. Apple has been ramping up production in India with the aim of making around 25% of global iPhone in the country in the next few years as it looked to reduce reliance on China. In this phase, the Tim Cook has taken a great decision that if they transfer their manufacturing hub from India to USA, they cannot they cannot bound the pricing for the Apple phone like 800 to $1,500, and if they started to manufacture inside the US, the Apple iPhone price will be increased around two times, like $2,000 to $3,000. So that's why Tim Cook has disagreed with the Trump's proposal. So US President Donald Trump on Thursday said he told Apple CEO Tim Cook that he doesn't want to take giant to build its product inside the India, talking shots at the company's move to diversify production away from China and urging him to pivot stateside. I had a little problem with Tim Cook yesterday. Trump said, here you are coming with 500 billion. So, my friend, I treated you very good. You are coming with 500 billion. The current worth of Apple phone is 500 billion, where Tim Cook has decided to invest 20 billion only inside the India for to prepare their manufacturing hub. So it will give them to more business friendly environment. So here now I hear you are building all over India. I don't want you building in India. Trump was referencing Apple's commitment of a 500 billion investment in the US, which was announced in the February. Apple has been ramping up production in India with the aim of making around 25% of global iPhone in the country in the next few years as it looks to reduce reliance on China, where around 90% of its flagship smartphone is currently assembled. So here Tim Cook led Apple has reassured Indian officials that Apple manufacturing plant in India are firmly on track. So despite US President Donald Trump's recent remarks suggesting otherwise, when Tim Cook landed in India last year and met with top ministers, it was seen as defining moment for India's electronics manufacturing story. Yes, right. After that, most of the renowned electronics field has tried to come or try to invest on India, like the Ryzen, like the Hyundai, or any kinds of semiconductor device manufacturing companies trying to focus on Indian investment. And however, following Trump's statement that he had urged the Apple CEO Tim Cook to stop making iPhone in India and focus on US production instead, Indian authorities promptly shout clarification from the tech giant. In response, Apple confirmed that its investment commitment in India remained unchanged. Source told PTI that Apple views India as a major manufacturing base moving forward. Apple has said that its investment plan in India are intact and it proposes to continue to have India as a major manufacturing base for its product. An official confirmed to the news agency. Why is Tim Cook and Apple keen on India? India is not just another manufacturing location for Apple, it is the second largest iPhone making hub after China and growing fast. In FY25, iPhone worth more than 1.5 lakhs crore were exported from India, mostly to the United States. The Indian government, which has heavily intensified or incentivized electronics production through schemes like PLI production linked incentive help Apple to diversify out of China. Apple is more invested in India rather than ever before. According to the government data of PTI reports, Apple assembled iPhone worth approximately $22 billion inside the India between April 2024 and March 2025. That's a 60% increase over the previous year. Why does Apple want to diversify away from China? Apple has long relied on China as its main production base. Nearly 90% of its iPhone are still assembled there, but the dependence come with risk. Trade tension between the US and China, rising labor cost, COVID crisis, and the geopolitical uncertainties have made Apple look elsewhere. India and Vietnam have emerged as viable alternatives. Tim Cook, in a recent earning call, mentioned that Apple is already sourcing product from American market from both Vietnam and India. He added that the future is difficult to predict, but diversification is clearly a priority. Why if Apple starts making iPhone only in the US? Donald Trump's idea of bringing iPhone manufacturing entirely back to the US sounds patriotic, but it's not practical for the iPhone maker at the moment. Manufacturing in the US is significantly more expensive due to the labor and infrastructure cost. Apple thrives on a highly optimized supply chain spread across Asia, and dismantling that for a US centric model would likely increase product costs, disrupt delivery timelines, and reduce margins. Yes, this is the right things, and this is the main cause that iPhone or Tim Cook is choosing as a manufacturing hub for India and Vietnam as well as. So here in inside the India, they have the tech giant. Also, they have the uh, educated labor or very experienced labor they will get from India and Vietnam with the cheaper cost, which can give them a great margin for annually rather than the US settlement. So this is the reason for that iPhone has ignored the Trump's proposal. So I hope you get the very important and beneficial information that the India is a safe hub to invest inside the country, or if you would like to invest in inside the India, you can go for it. Goodbye for now. See you again for another video, and goodbye for now.